Father God, we thank you that we can come here and have a podcast and that we could just enjoy the time we have and the life that you gave us. And I just pray that it's a good time here. And I plead the blood of Jesus Christ over everybody watching and bless them and us. In Jesus' name I pray.
Amen. I'd like to give an extra prayer to my daughter Jasmine. I love Jasmine. I love you, and I hope God has you under His umbrella and covers you. You're blessed. You were baptized, and you were raised under God's umbrella, and I love you. Introduce yourself to the people.
Man, I'm Taylor Bates, and I'm 34. I've been in Florida for about a little over 8 years now. I've been doing security, armed security, also just about as long as I've been living here. My company's called SETAPARTSECURITY. I just got my first contract a couple months ago here, and that's been going well.
Congrats on that.
Thanks, brother. I'm trying hard, and it's been going.
Is that
good.
where I met you at?
Yeah, man. It's crazy. He actually met me at my job, and we both do podcasting and stuff together as well. So, and we had a lot of stuff in common. So here we are.
It's funny how the universe just puts people in the same space, and I don't think I initially would have had you as a friend just by your initial appearance.
Yeah.
But I'm so glad I met you, Taylor. I really am. I really am. And we're gonna get into that a little bit later.
Sure.
But you work in Broward.
Mm-hmm.
You live in Broward.
Yep.
Where are you originally from?
Originally, I was born in Seattle, Washington, on the West Coast. But I've been all around the United States. I lived in Montana for about 10 years. I lived in, all over the United States, man.
Were you in the military or anything like that? Or
No. As a kid, I went to a military home, though, for about a year and a half. And that was more stringent than the actual military as far as what they can and can't do to you over there.
When you say a military home, I'm not sure. You mean you were raised with a military parent or you had...
It was a kind of... I got put in a military school.
Okay.
And that was the precursor to go to a military if you wanted to.
Mm-hmm.
But
strict guidelines.
Very strict.
Yeah.
These people, they put hands on us. They beat us. They they put switches on our backs.
Well, that's a little bit more than strict. That's pretty much like abuse, and we dealt with that in here. We've talked about that, like what's borderline, like raising you and borderline abuse.
Yeah,
that's abuse. Some of I'm just gonna be full transparency. My kids will say that, some of them will say that they were abused in here. I don't see it that way.
Nah, I hear you.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Maybe the people that in that school didn't see that way either.
Yeah, no.
But that's abuse, and we're aware of it. We're aware of it now.
There's a difference between spanking your kid and just beating the heck out of them.
Yeah, I never like use tools and that kind of thing on my children. So.
Right.
So I mean, it's a debate, and things are fluid these days, and
I know
it's up for discussion. But
yeah,
I'm saying I didn't abuse my children. All right. So what led you into starting a security company?
Honestly, what led me to start my own company was I've worked for a good amount of security companies here in South Florida, and it's just the professionalism was not there. And, I'm going to get people to be like, oh, well, your tattoos aren't professional. But I'm like, okay, I still do a better job than half the people that were there, because I've even seen officers and I know people are going to get...
Police officers.
Well, yeah, police officers. I've been around police officers and even armed security guards that have just super corrupt, have no morals. You think they're one person, then they're not. You think they have your back, and they're not. There's no 1097 backup. And
okay, let's slow down. Let's slow down. When you say 1097, let's explain to the people what 1097 is.
1097, well, in our codes, some of them are a bit different compared to police and security, but most of them are the same for the most part. But 1097 just means backup.
Mm-hmm.
But, I've just seen security guards just smoke weed on the job, drink on the job, fall asleep all the time on the job. And that just pissed me off so bad, because, you are in charge of people's lives and your own and your partners. And if you're falling asleep, someone could just grab your gun and shoot it up. You know what I'm saying? And we're overnight Lauderhill, and people don't play that out here.
I'm not that far removed from Lauderhill, and recently there was a big incident over there off 56th Avenue. We call it Deep Side.
Yep.
And It's just on the other side of Inverary. And there's a lot of things that go on in deep side. You know, I'm not sure why the demographic is the way it is, but it's hectic over there sometimes at night. And you have to be aware. You cannot be like lacking on the job,
No.
especially when it comes to the youth these days, and it comes to people with their mental health issues and all kinds of things like that. So I commend you for being as astute as you are in the security field. Do you know a lot of the police codes?
I do. That's why, you know, sometimes when they're on their radios and stuff, I know what's going on as well. But we are taught to learn the majority of them. Some companies use them and some don't. Depends on which company and how professional they are. But usually the more professional ones are using the codes. But
do you follow what's going on with politics in the country?
oh yeah, I mean, you got to at least pay attention.
Yeah.
See, I'm against politics. I don't care if you're. Here's my view on it. If you're left wing, right wing, it's all still part of the same bird. They're all friends behind closed doors. They all shake hands behind closed doors.
Love that.
You feel me? Like,
absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? Like there's powers that be that control this. Even in the Bible, it says, you know, there's principalities and rulers in dark places that, you know, rule over this world temporarily till Jesus comes back and makes everything new. But like, you literally got people. This might shock some people, but you got people in the higher ups who are like in the Illuminati, who are like satanic pedophiles running the country, bro. That's basically what it is. All my 12 years of research that's what it is. Sounds crazy to people.
No, you know, a lot of things sound crazy, but people have to understand life is crazy, and you really have to look a little bit further than surface level. If you don't,
right, then
you're really doing yourself a disservice, because there are things going on that you're not privy to, that you're not paying attention to, because the powers that be have it that way. Meaning, you have to get up, you have to go to work, you have to take care of your kids, you have to feed your family. You're not paying attention to actually what's going on. Open your eyes, pull the wool away from your eyes, and pay the hell attention.
Yeah, exactly.
Pay attention.
Gotta wake up, man.
Because if you don't, you're gonna find yourself behind the power curve. It's gonna be too late.
Right.
You said you pay attention to politics.
Yeah.
There was a law recently passed in Florida where we can open carry.
Yeah. I'm open carrying right now.
Oh, what do you carry? What's your personal carry weapon? Like,
my personal carry weapon is the CZ P10C.
Which is?
It's a check gun, and it shoots smoother than a Glock. So it's
what caliber?
9mm.
Okay.
Yeah, they do make other calibers, but I choose to roll with the.
So with the CZ, a 9mm, you think that's enough power to stop your target?
Absolutely. Yeah. If it's anything lower than a 9, most likely not. I mean, but something's better than nothing. Even with a 22, I've seen people, you know, like on videos and stuff, get taken out, but it's going to take a lot more bullets.
I carry as well.
Nice.
I don't really like anything less than the 40 caliber.
Nah, I hear that. That's smart.
Because when I hit my target, I want some reaction. But you know, you really have to be proficient with your weapon. You have to go to the range. You have to make sure that when you're aiming at your target, you're hitting the actual center mass and these things that where you want to hit to stop the aggression or whatever is the threat that's upon you. So sometimes you don't have to hit certain areas when you use a 40 compared to a 9. When you use a 9 or anything less than a 9, you probably have to hit certain areas where it's like, okay, they felt that.
Yeah.
40s,
they're gonna feel. You're gonna feel that.
You're feeling it.
I mean, a lot of cops they carry the same as well, 40 cal.
Do they carry 40?
Yeah,
but police officers, I'm not sure.
Yeah, they carry a lot of 9mm, but a lot of them are moving to the 40 caliber. They prefer that a lot as well, at least down here. But yeah, especially what you were saying too. You know, like with my training and most people's training, it's always 2 in the chest, 1 in the head. But honestly, if you have to neutralize a deadly threat, I'm unloading the whole mag. I'm not gonna just 1-2, and if you just 1-2, you know, to neutralize that threat, that deadly threat, you know, the judge is gonna look at you like, well, why'd you only shoot him 2 times if you thought he was a threat?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, if you literally think he's a deadly threat or I fear for my life, unload the mag.
Fight or flight? What's your position?
Fight.
Okay, cool. What was your initial reaction when you heard that Florida had open carry, passed the law for open carry?
I love it. I'm all for Second Amendment, totally pro Second Amendment. But the thing, that a lot of people, and honestly, a lot of police have concerns with, which is, I do too. People lack training. They don't want to train with their firearm and have firearm proficiency, keeping their finger off the trigger.
Yeah.
People just like to play with it too much when they're open carrying and stuff. You're doing all that playing and stuff like that. That's a good way to get shot by police.
Correct. I was in the military.
Nice.
I spent 4 years in the Army. We constantly went to the range, and so I carry a 40 caliber. I have an AR, which I wouldn't like walk around with or carry.
I know.
But
I know.
that's what I use for my home defense. I think you can see maybe
The mags, man.
some of the mags in there. I had my son load those up.
Smart.
So he can get used to
Yep.
you know what I mean?
Push
And I
on,
also bring him to the range as well. Anybody that's in my household, I bring them to the range to make sure they're proficient in using any of the weapons that are in here.
That's great.
You know what I mean?
Because we got to
Because
teach our kids,
absolutely.
like self-defense.
Unfortunately, I had to teach my wife as well.
Hey, man. That's the world we live in now.
She gets mad. Who knows?
Yeah.
Do you see any issues that can come about this law that was passed with open carry?
I do. Basically, the people who are not trained or not willing to train and just honestly want to carry for show rather than, self-defense if need be. Another thing I want to note on that as well, Florida, please carry level 2 or level 3 holsters when you are open carrying.
Right.
Otherwise, you will get your gun snatched from you.
Not only that, man, I see people. Man, I went to Georgia the other day. I was in Atlanta, and I was visiting a friend. He owns a restaurant there, and then we went to a reggae concert.
Nice.
And I was in my guy's restaurant, Bunny. Big shout out to Bunny. Bunny, tap in. And the guy was in line, and he had it right in his pocket.
Oh my gosh.
And in my mind, I'm like, if I was like that, and I was like, I'm just taking that from you, and I'm like, what you gonna do? If you buck, I'm gonna bust you in your face.
Exactly, bro. I've seen it happen multiple times on video.
I see it on YouTube.
Yeah, you see it all the time.
Yeah, I do pay attention to these things, and these guys they don't understand. These are actually goons and goblins and demons that walk around in real time. That we are on regular human being time, and they are not. They're on
demon time, bro. Yeah,
all the time. And if you don't understand that these people are around, and you're doing things like this, and you're just setting yourself up for absolute failure, man, and put yourself in a really bad position that you really don't want to be in.
That's another thing too. Like, you have to have situational awareness when you're carrying. I don't care if you're concealed carrying, if you're open carrying, you have to have situational awareness at all times. And what I like to do, especially when I'm open carrying, is what's called blading. Is you have your arm over your firearm. So even when you're in line at the gas station or something like that, you have your arm over your firearm just in case someone tries to go for it. Even though you have a level 2 or 3 holster, it's still good to take precautions, So
blading, I'm definitely going to look into that. Just make sure you're protecting your weapon and protecting yourself. Yeah. And I mean, you should be a responsible human being if you're open carrying in any condition. What advice would you give to someone? Would you tell them to open carry or conceal?
I'm going to lean on concealed carrying just because the element of surprise. I'm just open carrying right now because I want to practice our open carry rights right now. And a lot of people don't feel comfortable to do it right now. So I'm trying to make people comfortable and see like, oh, other people are doing it too, but I do want to encourage concealed carry for the most part as an element of surprise because they won't know that you got it. That's the only one up that you have concealed carrying that I could think of. So,
all right, cool, man. I appreciate you telling, man. I'm having a good time with you in here today, man. Like the ambiance, the aesthetics.
The setup's fire, man. Like I'm not gonna lie, man. I do podcasting as well, but this setup is like immaculate. The lighting, the cameras, the everything, man, is like set up perfectly. It's what I want mine to be eventually. That's
crazy because I aspired to, the way you guys were, you and your buddies were going back and forth. I really want to get there. I'm not there yet. I got it set up where I can get it that way, but I'm not quite there yet, and I'm trying. I'm working on it.
Hey man, shameless plug with my my podcast. Me and my buddy run it. It's called The Biblical Hitmen. It's on YouTube, Spotify, Spreaker, and basically anything you can get your hands on.
Don't have to be shameless, man. As a matter of fact, what is all of your handles on the internet?
Yeah, every single one of them is The Biblical Hitmen. For our podcast and for my own personal Instagram page, it's Top Flight Taylor.
Top Flight Taylor.
Like Top Flight Security Craig in the building.
Y'all go check that out. I'm going to put all of that down there when I'm doing the editing and put it all in the description. Though, trust me. And doing my little bit of digging on you, know, and looking at some of those platforms, I saw that you were heavy in the punk scene.
Absolutely.
What age did you start getting into the punk scene?
Punk rock, man.
And what led you to lean towards that part of society?
Basically, what got me into punk rock is honestly being a non-conformist. You don't conform to everybody else. We live in a society where we're constantly told what to wear, what to look like, what to work, how to behave. Basically, everything is like they tell us how to be all the time. The system always tries to get us in a routine of how we need to do things, how we need to be, what we need to believe even. But I'm all against, standing up for what's right and going against the grain. It's not some, I'm a edgy teenager punk rock. I'm talking like this is a lifestyle. It's not no fashion punk. It's not no, nothing like that. Like I'm a real street punk. I've been in the street for over 10 years. I was homeless ever since a kid. I had a rough upbringing. And it's all about DIY culture. It's all about, people think punk rock is like drinking booze and going to shows and doing drugs. No, that's not punk rock at all. If anything, that's what the system wants you to do, is do all that drugs and do all that garbage so you don't think straight. Mm-hmm. A person who thinks straight, is in control of their body, is a lot more powerful than someone who's always doped up and doing stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's about, true punk rock in itself is not rules, but it's principles. And that's the principle of I can lead my own self and make my own decisions without the system telling me. Now, obviously, people be like, oh, well, you can't believe in God and be a punk rocker. Yes, you can. Punk rock doesn't have a specific type to be. I know punk rockers that believe in all sorts of different stuff, and a lot of them believe in Satanism and stuff and are punk rockers. So why can't I be a Christian and a punk rocker too? There's plenty of Christian punk rockers like myself out there, bro. Like, I'm sure. I'm sure.
Like, what I want to, since you brought it up, let's go ahead and lean on that real quick. What does the Bible say about marking up your body?
I'm so glad you asked this, because I get asked this a lot as a Christian.
Yeah, right.
Basically, you are not to mark yourself unto the dead.
Which means?
Basically doing pagan rituals, putting demonic sigils on your body. That would be bad. Now, tattoos can become a sin if you put like a pentagram or something on yourself, of course, or a demonic sigil or something to summon up something evil. But in itself, it's not evil, because it says it was for the Levitical priests in those days not to participate in what the Israelites were doing, which was solely marking themselves unto the dead or marking demonic sigils to summon demons. Now, today, in modern times, not only pagans are just, tattooing themselves. A lot of different people from all sorts of different walks of life are tattooing themselves. And back then, they had a different way of doing it. They would call it what's bloodletting. They would cut themselves and leak blood and then start doing it. Mm-hmm. Now, some would argue that, tattooing is bloodletting because you have a little bit of blood, like when you're going into your skin and all that crap. No. And it's all about the intent and what's in your heart, too. If you're doing it, obviously, with a bad reason and bad intent, God's going to see that. He's going to be like, dude, come on, what are you doing, bro?
God is
can't
not
fool
stupid
God, bro.
at all.
God will not be mocked, man.
No.
So you can't run from God with that one. But.
All right, so just that clarifies it up and let people know, there's people that I see that they say they believe in God, and I understand that they said that you shouldn't mark your body and all this other things, but there's levels. Yeah. Absolutely. And you really need to do your research and really and look into what the Bible says as to what you can and cannot do.
That's right. We can cherry pick all day long. If we're going by them rules, I might as well not eat shellfish, have a long beard or nothing or wear two different kind of cloth.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
And last time I checked, God's not a God of legalism. Demons are. You know what I'm saying? Like it's always about, oh, you did that, you did that. Jesus already paid the full price on the cross for everybody's sins, bro. Like God looks at the heart, not appearance, like man does. And if everybody's hearts are instinctually like wicked and evil, that just means we all need God just the same as everybody out there. Like
everyone needs God.
I need God, bro.
Everyone needs God. And this is what this platform is based on, in case anybody had, because I do curse.
Oh, me too, bro.
I curse Taylor.
Bro, I've been on the, that's another thing. Cursing and cussing are two different things. You know why cussing is bad in today's society? Because man views it as bad. Cursing is wishing death on someone.
Yes.
And that's what somebody's like, oh my God, he's a Christian, you can't curse. I'm like, dude, there's two different things. Cussing and cursing are two different. And a lot of times people don't get that. Now, there's a time and place for things, because if a brother doesn't like it, like a brother in Christ or a sister in Christ doesn't like it, and it might offend them or cause them to stumble.
And you still do it.
Then I don't do it out of respect for that, because it'll cause my brother to stumble. But, that's just like, it's kind of crazy, because certain people might be offended by it. So I just kind of don't do that around people who find it offensive.
Right.
But you know what I'm saying? Like, people will argue all day long about this subject.
I don't trust a man who doesn't curse.
That's what I'm saying, man. Because they're not keeping it real with
not
themselves.
Curse, cuss.
Thank you. That's exactly.
I'm sorry.
No. Yeah, that's it. We need to know the difference, because people will be, like, oh, you can't be a Christian, do this. But it's so funny how people don't like actually study this kind of subjects. Like cursing is wishing death on someone. Oh, like if you use it like this though, like I effing hate you, I want you to die.
Right.
That's cursing someone. And the Bible says there is power in the tongue of life and death.
Yeah. And you can't take back
that's right.
the spoken
word.
Yeah, the sped arrow.
Yeah, and it vibrates all throughout eternity, bro, forever. That means even when Jesus spoke to the people, it's still vibrating out in the universe, bro.
I'm a fuck around and keep you in here. All day with this, because we could go back and forth, and I'm telling you, man, people not paying attention to really what's going on in the world, man. Like pay attention to yourself, pay attention to the vibrations, the energy you're putting out. Right. You're gonna get it back. Yep, you're gonna get it back. You gotta be a good person. What you reap is what you sow. You gotta be a good person, bro. That's what even brought you even in here. This is my home. You have to be careful what you're introducing into your home. It's
your foundation. It's your castle.
Absolutely. Absolutely. So if my spirit and my energy doesn't take you, you will not be in here on this podcast.
Like energy doesn't lie, man. Like, even in security, bro, my whole job is to read people, and I have to use discernment. Sometimes I even use the spiritual discernment that God gives me. Like my spider senses will go off, and I'll be like, God will be like, nope, this person's bad. Something's wrong with this dude. And he'll give me that warning, and I'll be like, I'm not gonna mess with that dude. Like,
what kind of energy you got from me when you first met me?
Man, you know what's funny? You were mysterious to me. You didn't you didn't outwardly project anything crazy, nothing bad, nothing really good. But I could tell you were kind of protected. So I just noticed, like, I wonder what this dude's about for real. But then as soon as you open up, you're like, hey man, what's up, man? Like, you seem pretty friendly. And then I got to talking to you, and you're good, man. Like, I didn't sense nothing bad at all. I could tell you're a real one, but you also protective. You know what I'm saying? Like,
absolutely,
as anybody should be.
Yeah,
out in this society.
You got it. All right, so a high.
They got them kids on TikTok doing TikTok dances, like in their security uniform. I'm like, bro, if you don't get your TikTok self, haven't I'm just like, man, I'm all for people and like working and doing better, but like. Them people over there, they don't care about that company. Like, you're gonna get a lot of guards that don't care about professionalism. It's slop. And I want professionalism. I want people who actually care about their job, care about people, and stop giving security a bad name. And when you speak security, everybody just thinks, oh, Paul Blart on a Segway type stuff. And I'm like, nah,
mall cop.
You feel me?
Yeah.
But we have armed security out here, bro. We risk our lives usually for pennies. If you're hired on with another company, like, it's really pathetic, and it needs to go up, especially in South Florida. Like, we're one of the few states that pay garbage for security, and it needs to go up, man. So if I ever did get a big, I wanted to branch out, it's just, I don't hardly trust, people to carry a firearm and do security for me, because a lot of people just aren't.
They're human beings, though. Yeah, they're human beings.
That's what I'm saying.
And they're flawed.
Oh yeah, everybody's flawed. But you got to be willing to, like, I got to be able to trust you. And unfortunately, I just don't trust a lot of people's ability to do so in this field.
To make judgments
Yeah.
in certain.
Like, I don't want you as a liability. You know, I need to know that you're not gonna be stupid.
Yeah,
and
I don't think you'll ever. I don't think your advocate. If you're going to be the owner of a security company, they're human beings. So I don't think you'll ever get to the point where you'll be able to trust.
I know.
You know what I mean?
It's
so,
hard. But
yeah.
Yeah. There's
But
some
I don't
guys
want you
know
to get
that
to the
would
point where you just don't care.
Yeah.
Like some of these companies.
Oh yeah, they got to the point where they just don't care. They don't even care who it is. If it's
Right.
your
Old man.
Yeah, old man. You know,
young girl who can't stop shit.
that's exactly right.
You know what I mean?
And then don't see. Here's the problem. I hate insecurity. Stop hiring unarmed security guards, man. That doesn't do anything. All it is a glorified Karen out there who's gonna be like, oh my gosh. Yeah, I know the whole job of a security guard is to observe and report, but there's much more that goes into being a security guard than just observing and reporting, because you got to be able to take appropriate action for appropriate force. And these little like ladies who have on like these uniforms and have no non-lethals or lethals, you can't do a dang thing out there, especially over here, man, overnight.
I want to put
luck.
my hand around your neck and move you to the side.
I could just be like,
and just go do what I want to do.
Yeah.
Like, just move, little girl.
Real talk. Like, ain't nobody. Like,
unfortunately, I mean, no disrespect to the women, because there's a lot of women that could actually beat the hell out of me.
I met some, man. Like, yo.
You know, so I don't want to just take away from them at all, but for the most part, there's man's strength and there's women's strength, and there's a lot of men that don't respect women as far as their strength.
Yeah, and let's be honest, like, if we're being real here, I know like people get all political with it, but if we're being actually real, and let's say you're in war and stuff like that, the enemy's not going to give a rip that you're a woman. And unfortunately, you know, women for the most part, don't have as much strength as men, because we're built different, like our bone structure, everything. So when stuff like that happens, or bad situations, they're going to take advantage of that and just be like, oh, this unarmed security girl is working here, and she's like some, like, what, 100 pounds soaking wet. Like, they're just going to, like, you know, it's crazy.
Heller, I'm going to be honest with you, man. And I hope this is the same for the viewers. When I initially met you and I saw you, I was a little bit like,
this dude's crazy.
Because of society and the way that they you know what I mean? Not crazy. I mean, initially you think, what's your perception of what people think of you when they first see you?
I just laughed.
The first word. All right. No, don't say anything. Give me the first word what's the first word you think comes to their head?
Crazy white boy.
When I first saw you, I thought you racist.
Yeah, now I hear you.
Racist.
Yeah.
Because of what society did to my mind and messed me up. You understand? Aryan Nation, skinhead.
Yeah.
It's all kinds of bullshit. I know, because I'm a person who has a sane mind.
Yeah.
That was not the case, and I really wanted to dig in a little bit more.
For sure, yeah.
I think that there's a lot of people that might have that same reaction or thought process when they initially look at you.
It's funny too, because my wife's black, my kids are all mixed. So
get the fuck out of here.
Yeah, bro. Yeah, man.
First of all, I didn't even know you're married. That's crazy. So I also you met my wife? You met my wife when you seen her. Did you think that's what you was gonna see when
Nope, I sure didn't. It just goes to show, man, you don't know people like that. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, unless you get to know them, you know?
That's my son. The lesson is called Lesson Learned with Jay and Rich. I'm trying to get him in here more with his friends. I want to gear towards more the younger population and try to get them younger and get them to think outside of the box, and get them to think you don't have to conform to society and think the way that society is leaning you and pushing you towards and stuff.
We got to question everything in society, and especially with our youth, man. I just have it impressed upon me, like, from God, really. You know, our youth is being targeted big time, and they're like with how they think, with how a lot of things are forced on them that are just totally wicked and evil, and they're trying to shape our youth's minds, right? Especially right now, AI's coming in. You know, you got a lot of politics going crazy. You got, you know, all this outside forces that are trying to train your child. But even in the Bible, it says, train away a child should go, so that he will not depart from it. Train your child in the Lord, so he will not depart from it. We see our youth, man, they're not anywhere near the Lord or trying to do things right anymore, bro. There's hardly any more morals nowadays, and even some of the parents don't have any more morals. And it's just like, dude, We're headed down a bad lane right now, and that's why I'm a father as well. I have 4 kids myself.
Kid, tell it. What the fuck? Tell it. Is it from all the same woman?
No, okay. Unfortunately. Yeah.
Let's break it all the way down.
I hear you.
So when did you have your first kid?
21. I was 21. I'm 34 now.
So you had your first kid at 21. Mm-hmm. And what happened with that relationship?
This is my ex-wife.
You were married to her?
I was married to her. Yeah. Okay. She ended up stepping out, totally going a different direction.
Yeah.
I wanted to do her own thing, and she was more concerned about work and all this other stuff. Like we keep it cordial now and stuff, but like, you know, it was...
You're older now.
Is what it is.
It was a little bit hectic earlier.
Yeah.
How old is the kid from that
12.
relationship? 12.
Yeah.
You have a good relationship with that child?
I have every one of my kids I have a good relationship with, and I try to be there as much as possible. I try to always tell them I love them, always be there for them, because honestly, you know, my dad totally not like that. So
what about your the other 3 children?
Other 3 children? Yeah. I got 2 here with me, one's in the Bahamas and one's in Canada. So
okay, so how many children do you have with your current wife?
My current 2.
2. Mm-hmm. Did your current wife that you have right now, did she have any children when you met her?
No.
Okay, so every one of her children are both of you guys' kids. Yeah. That's good.
All right.
That's good, because that puts a little bit of strain on the relationship.
That's me how I know. One of my kids with my child of my mother, the mother of my child, Ivana, who's in Canada, the one in Canada right now, she had 2 other daughters at the time. And I was taking care of them, you know, in school. Like I was, you know, feeding breakfast, lunch, and dinner, doing all this, you know. I just prefer, you know, for me, I don't think it's very wise to go with a woman who already has kids. I'm going to get a lot of heat for that one. I don't give a rip, but like that's just how I feel.
So man. I'm going to co-sign. I'm going to co-sign with you and just help you out, man, because full transparency, my wife had 2 children when I met her.
It's hard.
You know, my wife had 2 children, and I had 2 children with her. Mm-hmm. I'm currently with her, and I have the 2 children with her, and then I have my stepkids. I have no relationship with my stepdaughter. Mm-hmm. I'm not sure why she feels the way she feels or what she has going on in her head. Mm-hmm. But I have no relationship with her at all.
Man, that's tough.
And my stepson, he's going through things right now. Mm-hmm. But those are the older 2. Mm-hmm. The younger 2, Jay, he's still here. He's in the next room next door. And Jasmine, that's who we give a little extra prayer for.
Oh, I got you.
When we first came in, and she's out there doing her thing right now. Mm-hmm. There's a relationship there, but it's a little bit frayed.
I hear you.
But you know, guys have a lot of things going on. I also will co-sign that I will not recommend being with a woman that already has children. Mm-hmm. But
because they'll always usually, and I'm not saying it's the case with yours, but like. The majority of the time, and in my experience, they're always going to put their kids before you, and their kids will never look at you or respect you as their real father. That's just the reality that we're in. And let's be honest here, guys. Like, a lot of society does not care about men's feelings. They don't care about what we go through. Men are never loved. We're only loved if we provide something or we have something to give. Women, children, and dogs are loved unconditionally because of who they are.
The man said dogs. The man said he put dogs ahead of
you feel me
stepfathers.
Yo.
So, I agree.
I'm lying, folks. I don't know, man. That just seems like it is what it is in society, bro. Because you don't see out here, like, you know, like we just get, you know, nobody cares about our feelings or nothing. But as soon as a woman has problems, as soon as the kids have problems, or the dog has problems, you know what I'm saying? Like, they'll be right on that, though.
Taylor, I agree, man.
I might be biased, but I mean, that's what I see.
I think a lot of people would agree as well.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I think a lot of people would agree as well, but they are also reserved as to putting their true feelings out there. Some of them are in their current situations, and they don't want to say what they want to say and be true and real with themselves. Some of them did not experience the same experience that we experienced.
That's right.
You understand?
Yeah.
So everything is fluid. You know, you have to just understand that. But I think for the majority and the most part, your feelings and the way that I feel as well is the actual true feelings. We just got to do what we got to do, man, and just keep pushing forward.
Keep thugging it out, man.
That's it.
So
I
keep it
literally
trucking,
just said that to my buddy the other day.
Yep.
Like I'm just thugging it out in Broward, man. I'm just because you know a lot of people, my friends, they left Broward and they went to other parts of the country where it was easier to live. I was just telling you that like a little while ago that how much money they were charging to live in this neighborhood, and you're like, what the hell?
Bro, come on now,
And
like,
I'm
bro,
like,
it's already hard enough. Why you gotta make it harder?
They're charging a lot of money just to live right here in Lakes, Lauderhill, and these Oakland Park and all these places like this. They're charging a lot of money just to live here. I wasn't sure of what your disposition was when you met me. All I know is when I met you, my disposition was a little bit standoffish, only because of the tattoos, which is strange as hell.
Yeah.
But as soon as I got to know you, like